What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You two, that's right. I'm Chris Smith. Today I'm going to be talking about Miller's Crossing. Why? Because the Coen brothers got a new movie, Hail Caesar, and I decided I don't want to do the typical Fargo. I don't want to do the typical The Big Lebowski. I wanted to do my favorite Coen brothers movie. That is none other than Miller's Crossing. I almost fucked up there, but here we go right now. So Miller's Crossing, if you didn't basically know, is pretty much about this guy named Tommy. He works for Leo, which is a big crime boss in the Irish mob. And eventually, Tommy has to kind of work out the problems between the Irish mob and the Italian mob and kind of solve the problems between both. Why? Well, I'll let you find out when you actually watch the movie. And I think you should watch this film. For me personally, I think the Miller's Crossing is probably one of their most unappreciated movies, really, and it's praised to 91%. But for some reason, I feel like it's almost like a blinded masterpiece because I feel like people watch it and they just think, it is what it is. But I feel like you really got to look a little bit more deeper to see how big of a masterpiece this movie really is compared to some of their other films. To me, this is almost like the Jackie Brown of the Coen Brothers movies. Why? Because I think people don't like this that much because it's not your typical Coen Brothers movie. It's not the witty dialogue for sorts. It's not that weird. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. It is a gangster movie. And I think because it doesn't have like too much profanity or even violence, really, I feel like a lot of people don't really give it too much of a chance. And I think, honestly, because it doesn't have too many of those things, I think that's actually where it kind of succeeds. For me personally. Now, the cast is fantastic. Gabriel Byrne, where the hell has he been recently? Like, the last movie was like Vampire Academy, sadly. Albert Finney, Marsha Gay Harden, which actually looked fantastic in this movie, and John Turturro is really great. The scene, obviously, with John Turturro in the forest with Gabriel Byrne is actually obviously a fantastic scene and will really stick with you for a long time, obviously. And it almost puts you in the driver's seat as it makes you kind of feel like it's testing your own morals, really. And even though Tommy's supposed to really be the good guy of sorts, and because he only kills one person. I won't say who it is, but he only kills one person in the movie. But even though he kills only one person, he is kind of like the biggest douchebag in the entire movie. When you find out how the film kind of works, you kind of understand my drift. Now, for me personally, this is like a good book, right? Because there's a lot of hidden meanings in here, and I feel like when you read between the lines in this movie, right? That's when you can get the full effect of the film. For me personally. Now, yes, there is a lot of cool and style substances that definitely seem like a Coen Brothers movie, but it is a different Coen Brothers film for me. This movie, it is a bit of a noirish gangster film, and I feel like you really have to look a little bit more deeper and kind of just pay very close attention to certain details to really see those things come through the light. Now, a lot of people says, what does the hat really mean? Personally, the fedora hat. The hat, I think, for me personally, is really just about, it's whatever the audience kind of makes it out to be. It's kind of like the case in Pulp Fiction, as Tarantino has said, it's up to what the audience believes. To me, I believe it's dignity and desire. That's just my personal opinion. At the very end, it pretty much, at the very funeral or whatever, right? You see that it's with Leo and Tommy, and at the end of the day, it was pretty much just about him protecting Leo. At the end of the day, it was all about Leo, really. The story is pretty much about a son telling his father that he wants to be his own man. That's pretty much the whole basis of the entire film. Now, for me personally, the performances are fantastic. Like I said, Marsha Gay Harden is awesome. Albert Finney is great in the thing, and Gabriel Byrne is also awesome. John Turturro's in this, and he's fantastic. I always found it funny that John Turturro can have some of his best work with the Coen Brothers and some of his worst work with Adam Sandler, two of his most frequent collaborators. Also, if you ever wanted to whack somebody in the forest, they give you a tutorial if you ever actually wanted to know that. But yeah, to me, Miller's Crossing is just one of those movies that I feel like it has so many meanings to it and a lot of interesting character aspects. Like I said, it doesn't really have too much violence. It doesn't really have too much profanity or even sex or whatever you want to call it. It does have some, but not too much that it really over-glorifies, some of the violent aspects. To me, like I said, it's just one of those movies that you can watch, and it does get better every viewing. But it may not be for everybody. I'm just going to say that right now. And that's kind of the Coen Brothers style just in general. This movie bombed at the box office. I don't know really. I hate to see why. But for some reason, it is a masterpiece. But to me personally, the line that pretty much sums up this entire film, really, right, is you never know anybody that well. Casper pretty much, not Casper, Leo pretty much, not Leo, Tommy. Tommy says it to Casper, and that pretty much just sums up the entire fucking movie, really. And that's pretty much it. That line, pretty much, no one really knows anybody that well. Sums up the entire thing, because everybody's trying to cross someone Everybody's got a plan, and that's pretty much the entire basis of this movie. You can't really say anything more except go watch it. Duh. But yeah, go watch it. It's a fantastic movie, and that is what it is. But comment, subscribe, and like. Subscribe. Signing out.